which operating system is the best one out there. This is really a matter of personal opinion, and depending on what you use a PC for is a determining factor on what you think is the best operating system to use. Many people use Microsoft Windows, because it has the largest share of the pie, has the most amount of software and games available natively, and it is also linked to other Microsoft services, such as Microsoft Office, especially in versions such as Windows 10 or Windows 11. macOS is only used by 15% of people worldwide, but it has some Apple-exclusive software that is not available on other OSs, such as iMovie, Final Cut Pro, Siri, etc. Linux is considered great by many people because it is free and open source. However, Linux is a very different kind of OS, because it is not used in the desktop market. In fact, it is mostly seen on servers, Roku devices, and other systems, like stock exchange systems. This is because Linux has a very reliable kernel compared to other operating systems, and it rarely ever needs to be rebooted, and it is far more stable than Windows, so Linux is considered to be great by many. However, it lacks a lot of software support, as well as hardware support, and as a result, it will never become as popular as Windows or Mac OS. BSD is lesser known overall, but it is Unix-based, and it is somewhat similar to Linux, as the two OSs share some similarities, but BSD does not feature a GUI, unlike most Linux distros, the only exception being OpenBSD, as it has a basic desktop interface, but nothing fancy. BSD is also used to power servers and workstations, and like Linux, BSD is quite fast, stable, robust, and way more locked down and secure than any Windows system. However, BSD lacks a lot of software support, even more so than Linux, so this makes it hard to use as a daily driver, and configuring some stuff in BSD can be a bit of a headache, so unless you're prepared to get your hands dirty with a terminal, do not use any variant of BSD, or you will just end up having a really bad time. Other operating systems exist outside of the major ones, including Haiku, the continuation of the discontinued BOS, as well as ReactOS, a Windows-like operating system with its own unique kernel, and ReactOS can run a lot of Windows software. However, I have found that its software store has a hefty chunk of software that was made for Windows XP, and a lot of apps and programs are outdated. So ReactOS still has some more improvements needed before I would consider it a viable alternative to Windows, and Haiku could have a better installer, that is more user-friendly, and perhaps a slightly improved interface, and a better software store, along with way more hardware support from vendors like Nvidia. Chrome OS is also a popular alternative to Windows and Mac OS, especially since Chrome OS Flex came out a while back from now, and it can be installed on any existing hardware. However, Chrome OS is very limited, because it is cloud-based, and you're encouraged to store files in the cloud, using Google Drive, and Chrome OS has even less software support than Linux, even though it can also run Android apps natively, but since Chrome OS version 69, it can run Linux applications natively. The only other operating systems I can think of are really unique ones like Temple OS, FreeDOS, Kolibri OS, Plan 9, by Bell Labs, RISC OS, Solus, which I believe has been discontinued, and Plan 9 has not been updated since January 2015, so it too is quite outdated, and the other systems mentioned, aside from FreeDOS, have been either discontinued, or are very rarely updated. Temple OS has not been updated because Terry Davis died in August 2018, after being hit by a train. Sadly, this is likely because he was suffering severe mental health problems that were so bad it led to his ultimate death on August 11, 2018, and as a result, Temple OS is no longer actively maintained. By the way, he considered Temple OS to be a work of God. Anyway, enough on Temple OS, and all operating systems for that matter, because it's time to wrap up this video. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and until next time, bye for now.